All right. Hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another wrestling match review. A couple things before we get into today's video slash videos, though, is for starters, sorry this is going up pretty late. I didn't get to recording until pretty late in the day, but I want to at least get these last few reviews out before the month of November is over because they are Survivor Series related, and this one in particular is, I would say, Survivor Series adjacent. The other thing is that I don't know if you were able to tell from my videos from yesterday, but I just realized I also didn't mention it, and so I figured I'd mention it here. I'm kind of starting to I feel like I'm coming down with something. I'm a little under the weather. I'm starting to feel I'm in the primordial stages of being under the weather. So if my voice sounds a little scratchy, that's probably why. So do indeed bear with me. Hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. I feel like I get over sicknesses pretty quickly. But the other thing is that, ladies and gentlemen, we have hit 100 subscribers. Now, I'm gonna do a dedicated video to it later on this week. But for in the meantime, up until that video, in fact, I might do that video tomorrow. In fact, I am gonna do that video tomorrow because it'll be fresh off of me hitting 100 subscribers. So there's 100 of you guys, 100 citizens of the Nigelverse. So I want to give a big old thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love and appreciate all of you guys more than words will ever be able to describe. It's been quite the journey. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but we've made it here to 100, and I can't wait to see how things grow and progress as we progress further into not just my career here on YouTube, but as things evolve, and I got a lot of big things planned. Some stuff is going to be tweaked a little bit, but yeah. So I'm very much excited. But for the 100 of you guys, I want to say thank you, thank you so much to each and every last one of you, whether you've been here since day one or whether this is your first video or anywhere in between. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now that the savvy stuff is out of the way, let's get right into it. And it's because as WWE is doing Survivor Series War Games nowadays, he's having the War Games match take place at Survivor Series. I did not watch, for the record, I didn't watch Survivor Series yesterday, only because I didn't feel like paying for ESPN Plus, at least not yet, because a little on the pricey side, I'll be honest. But I did not watch Survivor Series War Games. Reception to it was not great, to say the least. He's at least he's depending on who you asked. But nevertheless, because WWE is doing Survivor Series War Games, they're doing the War Games tradition. I decided, let's take kind of a look at the origin, in a way, of War Games. So we're gonna dial the clock all the way back to 1987. I'm talking about NWA slash Jim Crockett Promotions and Great American Bash 1987, featuring War Games: The Match Beyond. That's going to be a mouthful for the video title, because we're going to talk about technically the first ever War Games. Now, the reason I say technically is because it was kind of a tour. They ran a tour, so they had a few different dates for the Great American Bash. Actually, was a series of events, and it did air on I believe cable TV, if I'm not mistaken. But they did air a number of events. So we had the first one being on the 4th of July in 1987 in Atlanta, Georgia. Then we had one on July 18th of 87 in Charlotte, North Carolina. This one seemingly did not feature a War Games match. But then, and lastly, on July 31st in Miami, he had another War Games match. They pretty much ran it back from for this match, but we're gonna talk about the initial one, that one being from July 4th. So, of course, as always, I am not professional wrestling reviewer or analyst or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, and I must say, I had a pretty good time. I would say, watching this match for the historical significance, for seeing how far the War Games concept has come. Not even just in WCW, but now that WWE has revived it. And admittedly, WWE revived it quite some time ago in NXT. Yeah, I probably, if time allowed me, I would have watched the first War Games in NXT, but sadly, we kind of ran out of time because it's already the end of November. If I had budgeted my time a little bit better, then we definitely could have squeezed it in. Maybe I'll throw it in December. Who knows? Because well, I'll get to that at a later point. But in the meantime, without further ado, let's get right into reviewing this match. Now, of course, as always, if you've seen these reviews of mine before, you kind of already know how this works, or you have at least an idea of how this works. However, if you haven't, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and disliked about the match. Kind of starting with how the match format works. So, kind of how this match format is how the Primordial War Games match worked. Admittedly, is not too much different. And also I should also mention beforehand that you cannot find this on the WWE Network. I tried searching it up. I tried looking it up under Great American Bash. I was not able to find it on the network, and by W Network, I mean Peacock, because that's still where everything's archived. Obviously, WWE has like the deal with ESPN and everything, but for now, the library is still on Peacock. So I looked on Peacock, I was unable to find it, but I was able to find it on Daily Motion. So Daily Motion to the rescue, I suppose. So they kind of bailed me out here a little bit, and I was able to watch this match. Now I should also mention, and before we get into the rules and everything, I should mention who is in this match. So it's the Road Warriors, that being Animal and Hawk, Nikita Koloff, Dusty Rhodes, who's kind of the team captain, and Paul Ellering, and then on the other side is the Four Horsemen, that being Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Lex Luger, Tully Blanchard, and J.J. Dillon. And with Dark Journey, which I imagine was the person off to the side. I don't think I remember seeing her in the match at all. And the other person I don't remember seeing is Paul Ellering. They said he was in the ring. I imagine he was in the match. I could not for the life of me point him out. Admittedly, A, there was a lot going on. B, and this is probably obvious because it was 1987, but the camera quality of the match wasn't the greatest. Like, the footage wasn't the greatest, but like I said, it was 1987, and so that was to be expected. But I did not notice Paul Ellering at all in this match. I was able to just about point out everybody else, but I did not see where Paul Ellering was. Cause so. I imagine he was somewhere in there. I know he was somewhere in there, but I could not for the life of me, could not find him. So maybe that's something on my part. Or, sorry, I accidentally hit my mic there. Maybe that was something on my part, but I was sadly unable to find him. But nevertheless, as for the rules of the match, like I said, not too different from how they do nowadays. Is the only difference is they say it's a 5-minute interval when the first two people are in, and in this case, it was Dusty Rhodes and Arn Anderson starting off the match. But then, and in, I believe they said 3-minute increments, if I remember correctly. See if I can find it here, or in the article. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not able to see it, unfortunately, uh, but in increments, and someone would be added. But before the first person would go in, they would do a coin flip to determine who would get the advantage, so who would have the first person in. In the case of this match, it was the Four Horsemen. So, immediately, Tully Blanchard came in and immediately kind of slipped over the ropes. What is it with war games and slipping nowadays? But Nevertheless, and then once all 10 men are in the ring, that's when War Games officially begins. From there, it's either submit or surrender. Those are your only two options for this match. So if someone verbally submits, as the tap out rule wasn't a thing yet, but when someone verbally submits it's or surrenders, then the match is over. As for the action and everything in the match, actually, I guess starting with what I liked, the action was pretty fun. The crowd was pretty into it. Some pretty good back and forth. We even got some color almost immediately from Arn Anderson. But seeing how everybody did necessarily what they needed to do in this match was pretty cool. Seeing how the four horsemen interacted, we even got some double assisted pile driver spot with Ric Flair and Tully Blanchard, and Ric Flair, of course, being Ric Flair doing the Flair flop. We even got a Flair flop. I don't think Ric Flair got busted open though, which is kind of surprising. And, I don't think Dusty got busted open either, if I remember correctly, which is also surprising. If they did, then please disregard that and feel free to make fun of me. Um, yeah, so there was some color. There was a decent amount of back and forth. Once everybody's in, the match ends not quite immediately, but almost immediately because JJ Dillon ends up verbally submitting to give the win to Team Dusty. With that, the Four Horsemen are defeated. Apparently, the War Games match was put in place in the first place to specifically have a match for the Four Horsemen to combat them. But Dusty's team wins, and yeah, not bad in that regard. All right, in terms of what I didn't quite like, there was quite a bit going on, so it got a little hard to keep track of at times, or maybe it's just me. Things seemed a little tricky to keep track of at times. The other thing was that you can tell, they have the rules in place, but they don't quite have kind of the structure of the ebb and flow down packed. It was fine for the most part. It wasn't terrible, but you can tell they would really iron out everything as the matches and as the war games would continue to grow and evolve over the years. But you can tell they don't quite have it yet. They have something, but it definitely needs to be fleshed out. And excuse me, you essentially see the fleshing of it out in real time. But so it kind of messed with the ebb and flow a little bit when it came to the match. Also, the fact that it ended almost immediately after, I did want to see it go on a little bit longer all all five guys or all 10 guys in the cages is once that happened. Now, oh, and I don't want to compare it too much to like modern war games matches because that's not necessarily fair, especially with this being the initial one. But just kind of some things I noticed. But ladies and gentlemen, that I think is going to do it for this review. It was definitely good and interesting to watch for historical significance standpoint. So I do recommend it on that merit. It is on Daily Motion, so I recommend checking it out. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on those post notifications so you know every time I upload a video so you never miss an upload. And let me know in the comment section below, if you watched this match, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy my review of this match? Let me know. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Also, actually, real quick, I just thought of, before I leave, do you guys want me to check out some of the other WCW War Games matches? Maybe we'll make it an annual thing around Survivor Series time, or even before then. And let me know if you guys want to see that in the comments. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.